Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you this very interesting and delicious Indo Chinese starter for which we are not gonna use paneer or chicken. Instead, we are going to use some soya chunks in it, which is a great source of protein and it's a healthy option especially for all the vegetarians. So let's get started. To prepare this tasty soya chili, here I've taken about 150 grams of soya chunks. I'm using of this size little bigger one, but if you want you can use the smaller ones also, and we need to boil this first. So here I have kept water for boiling. Keep enough water for boiling, and to this I am going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix that really well, and to this I am going to add in all the soya chunks and let it come to a good boil. Mix it a bit and let it boil further for about 2 to 3 minutes over medium flame. We need to make them really soft from inside. So while the soya chunks are boiling, we can do our other preparations. So keep this over medium flame. Next up in a bowl, here I have taken about 5 to 6 Kashmiri dried red chillies, which I have soaked in half a cup of hot water. You can just add half to 1 cup of hot water and let it get soaked for about half an hour to 45 minutes. So let's check our soya chunks. You can see they are nicely boiled. We'll switch off the gas and then we are going to cover this with a lid and leave it for about another 2 more minutes so that they swell up nicely and turn really soft from inside. Remove the lid and check. You can see they have nicely puffed up. And now we are going to strain this and then wash it under running water so that if there is any excess bitterness in the soya chunks, it also gets removed. Once that is done, now I am going to take a few pieces of soya chunks and squeeze it nicely with the help of my hands to remove all the excess moisture and transfer this into a bowl. This step is very important, like squeezing all the soya chunks nicely and then transfer it onto a bowl. Otherwise it will remain soggy from inside, and while frying it won't be that flavorful and it will soak up a lot of oil. So make sure you squeeze all the excess moisture out of it. So squeeze all the soya chunks nicely and transfer them onto this bowl. Next to this, I am going to add in 2 tablespoons of Maida, that is all-purpose flour. And for extra crispiness, I am adding 3 tablespoons of corn flour or cornstarch. You can also add some rice flour. Next goes in some salt, little black pepper powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of soya sauce, and then sprinkle very little water over it and then mix everything really well so that all the soya chunks are nicely coated with this marinade and gets good coating on outside. So if you need little more moisture, you can sprinkle little more water over it. So you can see this, all the soya chunks are nicely coated with the marinade. I'll show you. Look at this. They're all nicely coated. Now we are going to leave this to marinate just for about 5 to 10 minutes so that all the flavors are nicely soaked up by the soya chunks. Next up, heat oil over medium flame for frying. Once it is heated, I am going to drop in the soya chunks pieces one by one into this hot oil. Drop in batches. So keep putting the soya chunks in batches and separating them. Don't put too many at a time, otherwise they'll get stuck with each other and it will lower the temperature of the oil. And then keep stirring it and frying it for about 2 to 3 minutes over medium-high flame or until they get good golden brown color on outside and crispy texture. And this will take say about 2 to 3 minutes. So after about 3 minutes, you can see all the soya chunks are nicely golden brown and crispy. This is the good color. We do not need to overcook or over fry them, otherwise they will turn hard and rubbery. This is the time to remove them. Just remove them out on a kitchen towel and likewise fry all of them and remove it on this plate. They look so yummy and crunchy already. If you want, you can enjoy this as it is with some chaat masala and enjoy with some ketchup, dip or chutney on the side. So this dry soya chunks are ready. I'll just break one piece and show you. It's perfectly crunchy outside and juicy inside. Next, let's check the red chilies also. They are well soaked. We'll remove the extra water from the red chilies and transfer them into the small blender. And now we need to make a smooth paste out of it. So just grind it for a while. You can see this fresh red chili paste is ready. This will give nice vibrant color to the soya chili as well as the taste. So normally if you don't want to do this, you can simply add red food color or Kashmiri red chili powder. Next up, in a pan or wok, I am going to heat 2 tablespoons of oil on high flame, and once it is heated, I am going to add 1 tablespoon of finely chopped ginger followed by 1 tablespoon of finely chopped garlic. Fry both of them for about 30 to 40 seconds, followed by 2 to 3 slit green chilies. Fry that as well. And next goes in some spring onion whites and cook them as well for about 1 to 2 minutes or until they turn slightly soft. If you want, you can also use some regular onions over here, but spring onion gives really nice and perfect flavor to the Chinese dish. Next to this, I am going to add 1 onion which I have cut into cubes like this, along with 1 capsicum also cut into cubes like this. Cook them for about 1 to 2 minutes. Do not overcook them as we want to retain the crunch of onions and capsicum. So toss the onions and capsicum just for a while. Next to this, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Next goes in the prepared red chili paste, the fresh red chili paste, but if you want, you can also use the red chili sauce instead or Kashmiri red chili powder as I told you. Next goes in 2 teaspoons of soya sauce, a teaspoon of vinegar and little salt. Mix everything really well and cook for about 1 minute. So while these are getting cooked, in a bowl I am going to take 1 tablespoon of corn flour and then I am adding half a cup of water to this. Give it a good mix so that it's free from any kind of lumps. So this corn flour slurry is ready. It should be free from any lumps, and then I am going to add this corn flour slurry to the vegetables and keep mixing it and cooking it for about 2 to 3 minutes or until you get a good base consistency, like good thick pouring consistency sauce. So let it come to a good boil. So today I am making the dry form, that's why I am using just a tablespoon of corn flour, but if you want the gravy form, then you can simply add 2 to 3 tablespoons of corn flour mixed with 1 cup of water and then adjust the sauces accordingly to get that gravy texture and consistency. So this base is ready. You can see the sauce is nicely thickened. Do not overcook it, and it has got good color also. That's a perfect colorful thick pouring consistency sauce. At this stage, I am going to add in the prepared soya chunks, the fried soya chunks, along with the spring onion greens. Toss it really well with all the base sauces and cook it for about another 1 to 2 more minutes until all the soya chunks are nicely coated with the flavorful sauce. But do not overcook it, else it will become hard or rubbery. You can see the dish is looking so colorful and it's nicely cooked. All the soya chunks are nicely coated with the flavorful sauce. You can serve this hot with some more spring onion greens on top and enjoy this as a starter or as a side dish with some rice or noodles on the side. So I hope you enjoyed watching this very easy and interesting recipe today, and if yes, do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such amazing recipes. I'll see you soon in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.